If you can still get up from a chair without pressing your hands against the armrest, do you know what that really means? It means you still hold power in your legs. The same legs that carried you through your childhood, ran with joy in your youth, and walked you through the hardest storms of life. Those legs are still telling you, we're not done yet. Many people your age have lost that strength, not because they wanted to, but because they stopped moving, stopped believing they could. If you haven't, it shows a rare resilience, a quiet fight that most people overlook. That simple act of rising freely might be the very reason you'll dance at your great-grandchild's wedding or stroll through the park on your 95th birthday. Think about it for a moment. When was the last time you noticed the way your body serves you every single day without asking for applause? You wake up, your heart beats faithfully, your lungs fill with air, your joints bend so you can pick up that fallen spoon or tie your own shoes. These little things are not little at all. They are whispers of life telling you that you are still capable of so much more than the world expects of you. Society often speaks as if life after 60 is just about waiting, slowing down, preparing for the end. But you, if you can still move, still remember, still smile, are living proof that the story doesn't have to fade, can glow even brighter. And then there's memory. Oh, what a treasure that is. If you can recall the smell of rain from your childhood, the voice of your first teacher, the taste of your favorite dish, you have something money cannot buy. A mind that still holds on to the threads of your life. So many people fear losing their memory more than anything else, because when memory fades, the world becomes a stranger. But if your mind is still painting vivid pictures of yesterday, if you can laugh at an old joke or share a story that makes everyone lean in closer, you are holding on to something sacred. You are not just surviving, you are still living with your full self intact. That, my friend, is rare and beautiful. And it's not just about remembering dates or names. It's about holding on to meaning. It's the ability to remember who you are, where you've been, and what you've learned. That wisdom, your wisdom, cannot be taught in schools or read in books. It's carved into you through time, through love, through loss. If you can still recall those life lessons and share them with others, you are offering the world something it desperately needs. Perspective, patience, and hope. You see, reaching 60, 70, even 80 is not the beginning of the end. It is the golden chapter that so many never get to write. And if you still have strength in your steps and clarity in your mind, you have something many long for: time and the ability to enjoy it. Too often, people measure life by birthdays, but the real measure is this: can you still feel the sun on your face and smile because of it? Can you still taste your favorite meal and savor every bite? Can you hear your grandchild's laughter and feel joy rushing through your veins like it did when you were young? If the answer is yes, then you are not old, you are blessed. There is something extraordinary about those who can age with grace and still hold on to the fire of life. It's not about the wrinkles or the gray hair. They are just signs that you've lived deeply. What matters is the light inside you. If you are watching this and thinking, yes, I can still do that, then hear this. The next 20 years of your life can be richer, fuller, and more meaningful than the last 50. Why? Because you've seen enough of life to know what matters. And when you know what matters, every moment becomes precious. So, if you can still rise without help, if your mind still holds the stories of your life, pause for a second and be proud. Because those are not ordinary signs, they are rare gifts. They whisper of strength, resilience, and a life force that refuses to bow down to time. And if you have them, your journey to 100 is not just possible, it's waiting for you. And the next signs I'm about to share, they are even more powerful because they don't just measure the body or the mind. They reveal the heart, the spirit, and the will to live fully. So don't go anywhere. What you're about to hear might change the way you look at the years ahead. If you're still here with me, it means something inside you knows the truth. That age is not a wall, it's a door. And if you're strong enough to walk through it, there's an entire life waiting beyond what others call old age. So let me tell you something extraordinary. The next sign that you might live to see 100 has nothing to do with how fast you can run or how perfect your blood tests look. It has everything to do with how you handle the storms of life. Ask yourself this. When something goes wrong, when a plan fails, when pain knocks at your door, when the world feels heavy, do you crumble or do you adapt? If you can still bend without breaking, if you can find calm in chaos, you carry the most powerful survival skill of all: resilience. You see, a long life is not guaranteed by a strong heart or healthy bones alone. It's carried by a spirit that refuses to give up, no matter what. If you've ever buried someone you loved, started over when everything fell apart, or faced sickness and said, "I will not let this define me," then you already hold the secret that outlives medicine: the will to keep moving forward. This isn't just philosophy, it's science. People who live the longest often share this one invisible trait. They don't let bitterness take root. They don't drown in regret. Instead, they find reasons, small, ordinary reasons, to keep going. A morning sunrise, a phone call from someone who cares, a cup of tea that warms the soul. If you can still find joy in simple things, if you can laugh at your own mistakes, if you can forgive instead of holding grudges, you are not just surviving, you are building a fortress of peace inside yourself. And that peace will carry you through decades that others will never see. Think about this. Life has tested you countless times, hasn't it? Maybe it was illness, maybe betrayal, maybe financial ruin. And yet, you're here. That means every hardship you've faced has already proved something. You are stronger than you thought. So many people collapse under the weight of time because they keep looking back, wishing for what's gone. But if you, even now, can wake up and say, "I am grateful for today," then age has not defeated you. It has made you wiser. And that brings me to another rare sign: curiosity. Yes, curiosity. If at 60, 70, or 80 you can still look at the world and say, "I want to learn," you are carrying the secret fuel of life. The moment we stop learning, something inside begins to die. But those who live the longest, they stay curious. They ask questions. They try new recipes, read new books, explore new ideas. And if you are one of them, if you still find yourself wondering about the stars or learning a new word or asking your grandchild about the latest technology, you are not old. You are alive in the truest sense of the word. Do you know why this matters so much? Because curiosity keeps your brain young, keeps the spark alive, pushes away the shadows of loneliness and decline. And it tells your body, your mind, your soul, we're still in the game. If you can look forward to tomorrow, even if tomorrow is just sitting by the window with your favorite tea, then you are rare. Most people stop dreaming as they age. But if you still have dreams, big or small, you are already defying every stereotype about growing old. And here's something even more profound. If you still love deeply, if you can still pick up the phone to check on a friend, hold someone's hand when they're hurting, or simply say, "I care," then you have the rarest gift of all. Because love, my friend, is life's strongest medicine. It keeps the heart beating, the mind sharp, and the soul light. People who live long, meaningful lives almost always share this one thing. They stay connected. They don't shut the door to the world. They keep giving even when the world expects them to take. So let me ask you now, do you still feel connected? Do you still believe someone out there needs you, even if it's just for your smile or your advice? If your answer is yes, then you are walking a path that many never find. And that path, paved with love, gratitude, resilience, and curiosity, doesn't just lead to a longer life. It leads to a richer one. Imagine this for a moment. It's your 90th birthday. The room is filled with voices, children, grandchildren, maybe even great-grandchildren. Someone plays your favorite song. You close your eyes, and instead of feeling old, you feel full. Full of years, full of love, full of everything you've given and received. That is the gift of living long, and it starts with the little choices you make every single day. To move when you could sit, to smile when you could frown, to forgive when you could hold on to anger, to dream when you could give up. So if you can still do these things, if you can still rise without struggle, remember without pain, adapt without fear, learn without hesitation, and love without limits, then let me tell you something. You are not just aging. You are living in a way that almost guarantees the candles on your cake will keep multiplying. Now, let's talk about something most people overlook because it doesn't show up on a medical report and no doctor can measure it with a stethoscope. It's the way you wake up each morning. If you still wake up with a reason to rise, A purpose, no matter how small, you are already beating the odds. Purpose is oxygen for the soul. People who live the longest are not just breathing. They are living for something that matters to them. It might be your family. It might be tending a garden. It might be writing down memories so your grandchildren will know the path you walked. Whatever it is, if you still have that pull inside you, you are carrying the secret to not just a long life, but a meaningful one. Purpose does something miraculous. It pushes the body forward even when the body feels tired. It gives you a reason to keep fighting when others give up. If you can still wake up and say, "Today I will do this one thing that matters to me," then you are living the way humans were meant to live, connected to meaning. Do not underestimate this. The stronger than any pill, stronger than any supplement. It's what turns 80 into a beginning instead of an end. But there's more, something even more subtle. Ask yourself, do you still take joy in the little things? I don't mean grand vacations or expensive pleasures. I mean the sound of rain on the roof, the smell of freshly baked bread, the sight of a bird resting on your windowsill. If these moments still stir something in you, then your heart is still young. People lose years of life not because their body gives up, but because their soul grows tired of finding joy. If you can still find beauty in the smallest things, then time cannot defeat you. Here's another rare sign. Laughter. When was the last time you laughed? Really laughed? Until your stomach hurt and tears rolled down your cheeks. If you can still laugh at life, at its quirks, even at yourself, you have unlocked something precious. Do you know why? Because laughter resets the mind, heals the heart, and even strengthens the immune system. Doctors will confirm this, but deep down you already know it's true. A bitter heart shortens life. A joyful one stretches it out like a golden ribbon. And speaking of joy, here's a truth that often goes unspoken. The ability to forgive. If you can still forgive, even when you've been hurt deeply, you are carrying one of the greatest shields against stress and disease. Unforgiveness poisons the spirit. It chains you to pain that robs you of peace. But if you can release it, if you can let go of grudges, you free yourself. And free people live longer. They breathe easier. Their hearts beat calmer. So ask yourself, is there someone you need to forgive? Maybe yourself? Because the moment you do, you add light to your years, and years to your life. Now let me tell you about another habit, the one almost nobody talks about, yet it predicts longevity as much as any diet or exercise plan. Adaptability. The world is changing faster than ever. Technology, culture, even the way we communicate, it's nothing like the world you grew up in. And yet, if you can still adapt, if you can learn to use that phone, try that new way of doing things, embrace the unfamiliar, you are showing the world your mind is still flexible, still young. People who resist change harden like old trees in a storm, and when the wind comes, they break. But those who bend, they stand through every season. Adaptability is not just about technology. It's about life itself. A doctor gives you new health instructions. Do you adapt? Or do you cling to old ways? Your children move to another city. Do you adapt and learn to love video calls? Or do you sink into loneliness? Every choice matters. If you are someone who says, I can learn, I can adjust, I can keep moving forward, then age will never pin you down. And let's not forget movement. Not in the gym, not for vanity, but for life. If you can still walk to the corner store, still stretch your arms toward the sky, still dance slowly in your kitchen, then you are writing your own prescription for longevity. Movement is life's natural medicine. Keeps your blood flowing, your heart strong, your bones steady. But more than that, it tells your mind, we are still in motion, and the mind listens. The moment you stop moving, everything begins to close in. But if you can keep going even a little, you are saying to the years, not yet. I'm still here. And here's something rare but powerful. The ability to rest without guilt. So many people spend their later years restless, regretting, worrying, fearing. But if you have learned to sit in peace, to breathe deeply, to let the world spin without feeling like you have to chase it, you are holding a treasure. Peace is not laziness. Peace is strength. And the people who carry it, they live longer because their heart is not running a marathon it was never meant to run. Do you see the pattern here? It's not about perfection. It's not about doing everything the magazines say or the gurus promise. It's about these quiet, rare signs that most overlook, signs that life still burns brightly inside you. If you can still love, laugh, forgive, adapt, move, and dream, you are living in a way that multiplies your days without you even noticing. But before we finish, I want to share something even deeper. Because the greatest secret of all, the one that turns the last decades of life into a golden gift, is not about what you can do for yourself. It's about what you give. People who live to 90, 100, even beyond, they almost always share this truth. They live for others. Not in a way that drains them, but in a way that fills them with meaning. A kind word to a neighbor, a phone call to a friend who feels forgotten, a story told to a child who needs hope. These things do more than warm the heart. They keep it beating strong. So if you can still give, even in small ways, then your life has no ceiling. Because as long as someone needs your light, time will keep making space for you. And isn't that beautiful? That in the end, the secret to a long life is not just surviving. It's loving, laughing, learning, forgiving, adapting, and giving until the very last breath. And now we reach the last truth, the one that binds everything we've spoken about into something unshakable. If you can still feel gratitude, even in the smallest moments, then you hold the most powerful sign of all. Gratitude transforms life, softens pain, it multiplies joy, and it keeps the mind young because it turns every day into a gift instead of a burden. Think about this. When you wake up and say, "Thank you," before your feet even touch the floor, your heart starts lighter, your breath deeper. The people who live the longest are rarely the ones who have everything. They are the ones who notice what they already have. Gratitude doesn't erase hardship. It doesn't mean you pretend that everything is perfect. It means you look at your hands, even with wrinkles and scars, and you say, "These hands built a life." It means you look at your reflection and whisper, "I am still here." And that simple thought, that life is still worth living, creates a ripple that touches your body, your soul, your entire being. If you can still give thanks for the laughter of a grandchild, the warmth of sunlight on your face, the taste of your favorite tea, then you have discovered a truth most people miss. Life is not about the number of years. It's about the depth of each moment. And the deeper you live, the longer you truly exist. So let's look at all these rare signs together. If you can still rise without help, remember the stories that shaped you. Find joy in little things. Laugh freely. Forgive easily. Adapt to change. Keep moving. Stay curious. Live with purpose. Love without limits. And give without counting. Then let me tell you this. The years ahead are not something to fear. They are something to welcome. Because you are not just surviving age, you are mastering it. You are proving that life can be rich and beautiful all the way to 100 and beyond. And if you're sitting there thinking, "But I've lost some of these things," let me share a gentle truth. It's never too late to begin again. You can start today, right now, with one step, one thought, one choice. Forgive that old hurt. Learn that new thing. Call someone you love. Take a walk. Whisper a prayer of thanks. These are not small acts. They are the bricks that build a long and meaningful life. Because in the end, the secret to reaching 100 isn't about chasing youth. It's about embracing the present with a full heart. Time will keep moving whether we like it or not. But if you fill it with gratitude, love, and hope, every single day becomes a victory. So tonight, before you close your eyes, tell yourself this: I am still here, and that means my story is not finished. Let that thought carry you into tomorrow. Let it remind you that life isn't about counting the candles. It's about making the light shine brighter. And if you can do that, then age becomes just a number, and your life becomes a legacy. If this message touched your heart, share it with someone you care about.